Welcome to Level Up Laughs, the show where two people with microphones and questionable opinions talk about everything anime and gaming to bring complete chaos. I'm Jack.
And I'm Kieran. Grab a drink, lower your expectations, and let's get into it.
Okay, here we go. Another week of anime, episode 3 of all our animes to watch.
Dun dun
Oh,
dun.
how you feeling, General? Before we start, how are you feeling about these episodes? Just in general.
Really good. I liked all three episodes this week.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
were all pretty good. They all had something to offer, you know?
Yeah.
It wasn't just like it wasn't filler episodes. Like they were all good plot points.
Yes. I definitely agree that even though I think one of them almost doesn't have a plot, and I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It still had its moments of like, oh, this happened, and it's a moment where it's an impactful moment, even if it's not like a huge important story moment.
Yeah.
So, getting into it, let's start with that. Polar opposites. This episode, we get to see Suzuki meet Tani's family, which was something. Uh, Definitely something. We see them and Yamada, Azuma, Taira, and Nabe and Sato go to a shrine together to celebrate the start of the new year. And I believe that's only the two things that happen in the episode. Really, it's just Suzuki meeting Tani's parents and then the shrine visit. Then like all of them visiting the shrine. I think that's everything that happens.
Yeah.
Believe that's the total of it. So going into it, I believe we start with Suzuki and Tani hanging out. They're walking home together. They're talking about things about the new year. Tani's gonna go to the shrine with his family. His cousin's gonna come into town. They're gonna go do a shrine visit all together.
Before this.
Hmm.
Before like when they were yapping, when they were walking home just talking, it was about like Suzuki can recall the exact moment that she
Yes,
fell in love
yes.
with Tani.
I didn't mean to bring this up. You're right. Yes. So sorry. You keep going. You're on a roll. Go.
But she remembers the exact moment that she fell in love with Tani and caught feelings and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
she asked him, "Okay, when did you catch feelings?" And his answer was, it was something really nice. It was something like really really profound, really
Uh.
poetic,
Mm-hmm.
along
Do
the
you
lines
remember
of
what he's?
like, not
Okay.
specifically, but it was along the lines of like, there was no specific moments, but it's just been like a slow, gradual, but consistent, steady feeling of love and
Yeah.
affection.
You could basically just say like, "Oh, I can't remember when I fell in love with you, but I just know like it was a gradual. I gradually grew more affectionate towards you, and I gradually grew closer to you, and I know
Yeah,
I love you now." I don't think he says the word love, but like I know I like you now.
yeah.
You,
That was a very nice
don't
scene. That was a very
yes.
beautiful scene.
It
Oh,
was also it was also very nice to hear Tawny's thoughts on it because I feel like we don't get his opinion on the relationship a lot.
yeah.
I
We don't
feel
know much
because
about Tani in general.
that's true. We do find a little bit more about it in this episode,
True.
but yeah, he we have that cute moment, and we get to hear Tawny's like thoughts on the relationship, which is cool because he keeps that all very internal, and we don't even hear his internal thoughts much. So that was great. They continue on their way home. Tanya reveals that his cousin's coming to town for New Year's. They all go to a shrine as a big family for the year, and then they split up. And Suzuki reveals, "Oh, we're not probably going to do much for New Year's. They don't really do anything." So then Tanya goes. They go the separate ways. Suzuki having dinner with her family. Tawny goes home, starts talking to his family, and I believe the mom gets a call from the cousins about, oh, they can't make it. I don't. Did they say why the cousins can't make it?
I feel like it
I
was
don't.
like briefly mentioned, but I don't remember why.
I don't remember either. But basically, cousins can't make it,
Yeah.
and so it's like, okay, we'll go by ourselves then. But then Tawny has an idea of like, oh, I'll invite Suzuki. So then he brings it up to them, and it's revealed his family does not know he's dating someone and has been dating someone for what, half a year now, couple, like at least a
Mm,
quarter of the year.
yeah, except for the grandma, which I forgot that the grandma and Suzuki met once.
Yeah, like once very
Like
briefly.
very, very brief, like seconds. But it was
Yeah,
enough for the
on
grandma to remember.
yeah, like on Suzuki's way out from Tandi's house, she comes home early and sees them together. I think I think it's actually a scene of like, oh, Suzuki trips or something and Tawny catches her. And it's like a romantic, it's kind of a, romantic moment. And that's when she walks in on him or something. It was one of those stereotypical, like, someone trips or they both trip and they're caught in like a compromising position kind of deal.
Mm.
But yeah, grandma remembers. The rest of the family doesn't remember or doesn't know. And I get it, it surprises me a little bit that his parents just had no clue. Like they noted that, like, he had a new stuffed bear keychain and like this attitude. Like they noticed he had like new knickknacks, but they didn't think to ask. They didn't think to, grill him about how school was going. Really?
Yeah. Yeah, you think especially the mom. She was the one that noticed every little thing. Or that pointed it
He
out at
even
least.
Yeah, he even mentions like, why'd you notice those small details?
Yeah.
But whatever. She notices and, well, he tells them and they're okay with it. So then he calls Suzuki during her dinner while she's having dinner with her family, tells her, hey, would you be down to come over for New Year's tomorrow? Suzuki agrees and panics, incredibly panics,
Mhm.
uh, to the point where she goes to her mom, says, hey, I'm meeting Tony's parents tomorrow. Mom freaks out, gives her money to go buy a gift for the family, like treat, like chocolates or like candy or whatever. And then the next morning, she decides, oh, I need to not have pink hair because they're super proper. So she dyes her hair, and it kind of backfires and turns her hair purple after it dries and sets.
A bit, yeah.
Because it shows that she went for brown, but due to her like bright pink hair, it just turned brown or purple. So that happens. She then also rushes around town trying to find the candy to give to Tawny's family. Bike tire gets a flat. Stores are closed. It's a mess of a morning for her.
Everything that could go wrong went wrong.
Exactly. Eventually, after being late and texting Tawny that she's being running late, she meets up with Tawny and they start on their way home. Tawny takes note of Suzuki's like new look and how nervous she is. He even notes like she actually seems a little depressed about going to meet his parents.
Oh yeah.
So it's cool that he notices. I kind of wish well, I wish he had brought it up sooner, but he does bring it up eventually. But yeah, so she's freaking out. Tawny notices and doesn't say anything. They get to his house, and immediately the mom seems like she's against her or doesn't like her because she has that pause when she sees Suzuki,
Mm.
and we don't get an answer to why she paused until later in the episode. But she pauses and Suzuki then proceeds to trip over her long skirt that she wore because she wanted to, and I quote, look more demure.
That was so funny.
Her look this episode was so not Suzuki. It was
No.
so un-Suzuki.
Yeah. Total switch up.
Like I get her reasoning why she wanted to. I think she would have been fine if she didn't. But I understand why, like her reasoning why she chose to do that or wear what she wore this episode.
Yeah.
But so she face plants on the ground after tripping her over her long skirt, crushes, flattens the candy she had as a gift for the family, and she's embarrassed. And then it just kind of goes downhill from there even more. She makes a comment about how proper and like what's like how traditional the lunch is for New Year's, and it sounds almost like she's not used to it, but she isn't. But she feels bad that her family isn't proper like them, and she doesn't want to be like she doesn't want to make it seem like she's not proper. But yeah, she just it just goes downhill. The whole meeting is downhill in her eyes. And there's something else that happens that I can't remember. Like there was one more thing that happened. Like she said one other thing. I can't remember what it was. It was during the lunch. And she was super embarrassed about saying it.
Uh,
What was it? Because I feel like it was the tripping of the candy, talking about the meal, and then something else. Something else happened that she was like, "Oh, this happened." It was super awkward.
they went through Tawny's baby photos.
No, that was after. That was like after the shrine. After they all visit the shrine.
Oh yeah, that was when they get back, huh?
I can't remember what it was. It doesn't totally matter. But basically, first meetings and for like, the lunch just feels super awkward to Suzuki. Tawny can tell Suzuki's like crumbling and is just going down a spiral in her for herself.
Mm.
So then when they leave to go to the shrine, I believe, Tawny confronts her about it, like, hey, you're acting weird. What's going on? Did I push you too hard on this? And basically she confesses that she feels like she's not proper enough, that she's just messed this whole thing up. She basically just really pities her, like she really like pities herself, shoots herself down, and gets really sad. Tawny comforts her, really cute moment,
Yeah.
and yeah. Also, something I just remembered, I wanted to talk about is Suzuki's mom. I get she's trying to help. She was not helpful enough.
No.
Like, cool, you gave her some money to buy a gift. Great.
She made
Hey,
her worry more.
yeah. Hey, also, you see your kid dyeing their hair right before going to meet their partner's parents? Talk to them about it, at least. Like, really? Really?
Well, yeah. Well, her mom was the one that was like, Aren't they all proper?"
Yeah, it's true. You're right. So it's like she really like cool. She gave Suzuki money to go buy the gift. Great. Not enough. Not enough at all. And again, she meant well, but man, she did not help. So yeah, back to what I was saying. Suzuki and Tani have a heart to heart. Tani comforts her, and then they go to the shrine. And while they're waiting in line to go up to the shrine, they have another moment about like the new year, about just how long they've been together and like how surprising it was. Really cute moments. They talk. There was a moment where Tawny says something And Suzuki's internal thoughts are like, "Oh my god, it sounds like a marriage proposal." Wait, what?
Oh yeah. What? Oh fuck! What does he say though? Oh.
I forget exactly what he says, but he said like a line. It was really sweet. And then but Suzuki like internally thinks like, "Oh my god, that was like a proposal." What? What? And she's just internally internally freaking out. And Tony's like thinking about something. I forget what he's thinking about, but he's just like thinking about something else.
Oh, what does he say?
I forget what he's, but I just remember it's a cute moment between them. I don't wish I remembered. Are you pulling it up,
I
Jack, or no?
am pulling it.
Okay.
Oh, that's what it was because she asked him like what made him want to invite her so soon. And it was
Ah,
him sitting at dinner with his family and his only thought being it'd be really nice if Miu were here too. And then
yeah,
that's
that's
when she was
right.
like, "Oh, that sounds like a proposal."
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Ah, that's right. Okay, yeah. So yeah,
Which is
that's
super
really
cute. That's why he invited her.
that.
He was like, "Damn, it'd be really nice if she was here
Yeah,
with this."
that's really adorable. It reminds me of I think it was last episode where when like the weather changed and it like became more wintry. It might have been first episode, but like one of the last episodes when they got weather changed, it got like chillier and like the season was starting to change. The first person both of them thought of was each other. That was
Yes.
it brings you back to that. And it's like that's just so sweet. That's
Yes.
so adorable.
Ah, they're so
So
cute.
yeah, so they go to the shrine. They pray for the new year, hoping they pray for good luck. Then they go back, and then we have the moment of Suzuki is much more. How do I put it? She's much more comfortable. She's much more just ready to do this. She's not in her head about stuff. She's just ready to meet Tani's parents and get to know them.
Yeah.
Which they start talking, and of course, Tani's mom does the classic, mom thing of, "Oh, how about we see you see the baby pictures?" And so Suzuki gets to see Tani's young baby kid pictures. We get to see him as a little kid at a natural history museum, and he's actually like posing and showing a lot of emotion, which was bizarre to see. And
You see him specifically doing like a dinosaur pose.
well, I don't think it was dinosaur. I think it was just stretching his lips out.
Oh, was
Like
it?
he
I
just,
thought he was doing like some claw hands.
I think maybe it was, but I feel like it. I might be wrong, but I feel like he was doing like he just like stuck his fingers into his lips and like just spread them apart.
Uh,
But anyways, Suzuki see these pictures, she's like, "Oh, that's adorable." Tawny's sulking at a different table, like, "God, why she bring it out? Why?" And it basically just goes well for the whole of that. And Suzuki even gets gets not comforted, but reassured that even though she flattened that candy, it's still fine. They're still enjoying it. She didn't ruin that. And then we get Suzuki leaving, like Tawny's about to walk her home, and they're saying goodbye, and we get why Tawny's mom paused to Suzuki, and it's because Tawny showed Suzuki or his mom a picture of Suzuki of them, and of course we know Suzuki's not very photogenic, as Tawny's mom put it, and yeah, she's like, I just didn't recognize you because of your picture. Like your smile's so different, and that that was funny.
that was so funny because they show the picture too, and it's
Yeah, and she's like, why'd you show him that one? Why
oh my
of
god.
all the pictures, why'd you show him that one?
His response is like, "Oh, you guys were gonna meet anyways."
Yeah, she's gonna find out eventually.
The fact, literally thinking that it was a whole other person is so
Well,
fucking
it
hilarious.
doesn't help that in that picture she has, bright pink hair,
Yeah.
a almost different face, and then when she meets her, it's like, oh, she has like purple, like dark purple hair and a nice face. Like, what? So that was funny. And then I believe we jumped to Azuma at her job.
Oh
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure. Which, when the fuck did Azuma get a job? I
I don't,
don't remember this ever being brought up.
I don't know. I feel like she might have like vaguely brought it up, like a part-time job when the group was talking about Tyra's job, maybe.
Maybe.
But
I
like, I
just
think it
don't
was just like
remember.
too, yeah, it was like too vague. But she's like the part-time server.
I don't know if they're a restaurant. I think it's like a fast food place.
Mm. She
That's my
works
thought at least.
part-time somewhere.
Definitely. It's definitely a restaurant, like a food place, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, she works part time. She complains about how she wish she could work full time because she feels left out of the other coworkers who stay late. But then she starts gushing about how she's getting to see her friends tomorrow and go to the shrine together. Which I think this is like we see some more of it later, but I feel like we really get to emphasize this episode just how secluded Ozma is outside of these people.
Yeah.
Like when she can't hang out with them, she doesn't have someone else, another group of friends or another friend to hang out with. These are her friends, and that's it. Period. Which is kind of is sad, considering it's not like she's a bad person. It's not like she's messed up. She's not done anything wrong, and yet she is she is very secluded.
Yeah. Even
So
the
that's
boss like points out like
yeah,
thing. I'm just glad you have a social life.
yeah. And she's like, "What do you mean by that?"
Like, yeah.
Yeah, so that moment was it. That moment was kind of sad, but then we jump to everyone getting together. Everyone's come back from visiting family over the holidays, and all together and like, okay, we're going to a shrine today. Let's do it. So y'all head off. You got not Tyra, Yamada being jealous that he can't flirt with Nishi because she's not there because Tani and Suzuki are kind of doing a couple stuff. And then you just also just get some nice moments between everyone, but specifically we get some moments between Tyra and Azuma, specifically, which is really great because we haven't really seen them that together that much this season. I feel like
Yeah.
so they talk a little bit. Um, we also get more of them later on their way home, but we'll get to that in a second. So we get some moments between everyone that are talking, catching up, having fun. They get to the shrine. We see Nabe is has some country shrines traditions that don't happen in the big city, and then we just get them. Then we get them throwing rocks on top of the what's it called, the Tawny, not Tawny, the gate. I don't. I feel like they said a
The
specific word for it.
oh, Tory
They
gate?
said it.
Oh, that's
It might be It might be Tory. I feel like it
oh,
was
it is
like
Tory gate.
T. Yeah, I knew it was some. It was like T. It starts with T and with an I. But yeah.
Yeah, Tory
So
gate.
yeah. So she talks like, oh, it'd be so rocks in the Tory gate, and yeah, she just had like a lot of random like traditions they do out in the country, and I was like, what? What do you mean? But then we get them all looking out over the city, beautiful view. They're like, wow, I can't believe this was here the whole time. We also get Nabe mentions that there's another shrine like really far out that she goes to sometimes. It's like in the middle of the woods.
By the
And
waterfall.
yeah. And I'm like, wow, you got there by yourself? Wow, okay. And Ozma's really really impressed with that Nabe can seemingly just entertain herself so well.
Mm.
She takes note of that, and I think she even says it. But so we get the group all looking out over the city, just spending time together, being happy, and then we get a really uh a good moment from Tani, who says some words that no one was expecting, and it was I don't remember exactly what he says, but it boils down to like you you can't let moments pass by. You have to seize the moment while it's there. You can't just you have to live life to the fullest. Essentially, is what he says. He says it much more eloquently, but I forget exactly the words he used.
Yeah.
And of course, everyone is like, "What the fuck, Tony? What? Where did that come from?" So that was a nice moment, a good way to, I guess, start the new year, start their final few months of high school. And then on the way back, I forget exactly what happens. We get on the way back, we get another Tyra Ozma moment. They're walking home together because again they live kind of close by, or kind of close to each other. Tyra again in his own head about, oh, what if people see us together? Does she care about us being seen together? And she's in his head again. And then they just have more moments together. Just like they just go closer and God, please confess to each other already. Jesus.
I know. I know.
Like, come on. If they don't get together by end of season, I'm gonna be sad.
Yeah. Unless they
Because
do season 3. No, I'm just
remember,
kidding.
remember, we know because the manga, there isn't enough manga stuff
They could
left.
go past the manga.
I mean, they can, but I kind of doubt it. I feel like most animes that get that are the super popular animes, like the ones that make a lot of money. I don't think Polar Opposites is raking in that kind of dough.
That's fair.
I get it's well received, both seasons have been well received so far, but still. But that is everything I have for this episode. I think that's all that happened in the episode that I can remember.
The only other thing I can remember is when they're at the shrine, and they get like their New Year's things
Oh,
for like
that's
how their
right.
years are gonna go.
Yeah.
Um, you get like the basics, like okay, you're gonna have a good year academically, you will do good. Suzuki's was like, um, give your all in romance, and she's like, Roger that. But fuck, what is his name? The guy with the
Yamada.
yes, Yamada. Yamada's romance said, like, don't rush it. Don't rush
Yeah, be
things.
patient. Don't be impatient. I think it was exactly what it said.
And he like, got super bummed out because we learned
It's like,
Yamada
God.
takes those things very seriously. He takes the
Yeah.
shrine very seriously.
Yeah, he's like, God damn it.
That's that's really the only other
Yeah.
thing I had.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. It was also interesting that they all got good luck. Like every single one was like, good luck, great luck, amazing luck.
Yeah, gonna be a good year for them.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully no one ends up in the hospital or, dies.
Well, don't jinx it now.
I can't jinx it. The manga is finished.
Don't jinx it now.
The manga's fit. I can't change what happens. It's in the manga already.
Butterfly effect. You say something is gonna change the manga itself.
That now you're speaking conspiracy theories. So shush. Also, butterfly effects can't affect things that have already happened. It, The effect has something to. Okay, not get into this. I'm not getting into this into this with you when we have like 2 more animes to talk about and gaming stuff. I'll argue that with you on our own time.
You thought about it though.
I thought about it, but I'm not gonna do it. No. Anyways, move it. So you're good. No more stuff on polar opposites.
Yeah, I think I'm good on polar opposites.
All right. So continuing on to our next anime, I Want to Love You Till Your Dying Day. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Crazy episode.
We'll get to it. End of episode.
End of episode is insane.
I had to walk away for a few minutes so I could digest what the fuck just happened. We'll get to it though.
Yeah.
First off, I believe we opened up to finding out it has been a month since Sheena and Mimi first started living together. Things are going good. They're getting along well enough. They're going to classes. And we find out that Mimi is good at history. Why she's good at history is revealed later.
Yes.
And she's also very bad at math, like horrendously
Which
bad.
is valid,
Doodles.
man. Fuck math. She's so valid for that.
It was really funny when it's like in math class she's just doodling. She's just drawing on her page, not paying any attention at all. Very funny. So we find out, she's good at history, bad at math. Like, so good at history, she had a perfect score. And if you haven't seen the episode, you find out why she's so, like, we don't find out exactly why, but you can make the connection of why she's good at math. Not math, history.
Yeah.
So, continuing on. We get to, they're in class, getting their homework back, and getting the grades. Miss Fran shows up to take Mimi away. And I believe it's during that scene that she gets called off again to combat. I believe that's when it happens.
She gets called off a few times.
Okay, well, the first time that leads to the first big scene, I think happens because like Miss Fran shows up, and it's like, hey, I want to run some tests, whatever. And Mimi's like, fine, okay. And then, over the intercom, it's like, hey, this number, come back. You're being called to the front lines. So, Mimi says bye to Sheena, runs off. Sheena's like, how can she be so happy when she's admitted she hates pain? And then I believe the next scene is Sheena is eating alone and eating one outside, and Seiron and I forget her name. It's
Ari.
Who?
Ari.
Don't think it's Ari.
You sure? I'm pretty sure it's Ari.
I think it's Allie.
Oh, is it Ali? Fuck.
I think because I was trying to remember.
A and I know that.
I was thinking of her I guess last name, her last name, but yeah, Allie.
No, it is Ari. It's with an R.
Is it? I could have sworn it was AL. Doesn't matter. Ari, I'm gonna look it up now. But yeah, Ari, Seiron and Ari. Sorry, I got distracted. Seiron and Ari meet up with Sheena, who's eating outside, and they're like, "Hey, what do you think of Mimi so far?" Well, Allie is way more blunt about it, and Seiron critiques her about it. And Mimi mentions that Mimi kind of scares her. That like when she first met her, she was covered in blood. her not, and like it was other people's blood, and but that she also is like them because she doesn't like pain. Like they get caught up on basically everything we've learned about Mimi so far.
Hmm.
And then I believe we cut to nighttime. And Miss Fran is outside waiting for Mimi to return. I don't think I've missed a scene here. Or a primary scene,
I don't.
right? I don't think I've missed anything.
I don't think so.
Okay. But yeah, so uh Miss Fran is waiting, and then I think for one of the we hear the rare male voice in the show tell Miss Fran that it took a while to find all the parts, and he drops a bag, not I guess a bag, but it seemed more like just a piece of cloth that had been tied together.
Yeah.
He drops like a cloth bag on the ground that just thuds, and Miss Fran shoos him away. She unties it, and inside is just a pile of body parts, of blood and body parts. And we see pink hair, Mimi's pink hair.
He's like dismembered at this point.
She is in pieces, and I don't mean that like she's upset. I mean she is physically in pieces. Like her legs and arms are detached from her body.
Yeah.
Her torso's in multiple pieces. It's gruesome. But then Miss Fran says, "I'm not gonna help you. Put yourself back together." And then we see Mimi's magic just cloud up around her and spread out, and all of a sudden it clears. And sitting there, covered in blood, clothes torn to shreds, is Mimi, perfectly fine.
I don't understand. I don't understand. Don't understand. I thought they needed to kiss to use recovery magic.
We'll get to I want to say something, but it spoils the end of the episode. Okay, I'll come back to that. Put a pin in that.
Yeah.
So obviously, this defies everything we know about how their magic works at this point in time. But Mimi is seemingly able to repair and heal herself. Now, I can't say that yet. Okay. So she prepares herself. Miss Fran tells her, "Hey, go clean up and then go to bed." So Mimi's like, "Okay." She goes, cleans up, gets back to Sheena. Sheena's like, "Hey, are you okay?" And they're fine. I I'm trying to remember how exactly this episode goes.
There was a bit like when she goes back to like Sheena stayed up and waited for.
Was that this time?
Yeah. Yeah, because there was during the day there was oh yeah, okay. So during lunchtime when all three of the girls were talking, they had come back. The
Oh,
deployment
you're right.
the regiment or deployment whatever had come back and two girls did not make it back. Two
That's
orphans
right. You're
did not
right.
make it back. And
You're
then
right.
they did not see Sheena or anything. So she stayed up thinking, like kind of worrying about her, like, oh, did she die? Where is she? What happened to her? And
Yeah.
then she Mimi does come back, and then Sheena's like, oh, I stayed up. I didn't want you to um I didn't want it to be like all dark when you got here and have you feel alone. Which is really
Yeah.
which is really
Really
sad.
sweet. It's sad and also
It's
very
yeah,
sweet.
it's very sweet and very sad because it's like it ties
You know what
back
it
to
is?
what Mimi told her about like, "Oh, I used to stay underground." My old place
No,
before being up here was underground, and it was dark and alone.
yeah.
Like,
No, I think because there's a scene. Know what? We're getting mixed up, Kieran.
oh,
No, maybe not. Because there's also another scene that happens when Mimi comes back from a deployment, and Sheena is waiting for her where they first met with rice balls, and
oh
that's where
yeah.
that's where Mimi tells her, "Oh yeah, I used to live underground."
Oh, is that so? It is a different time.
It's either that happens before. I don't remember the exact way, like the exact timeline of events, but I think that what you said happens first. I think Sheena was just like, she didn't want Mimi to feel alone and sad that when she got back, Sheena wasn't waiting. Like it was dark inside. But then, but then Mimi goes out again, and this time Sheena stays up with rice balls and makes rice balls so that way Mimi has food when she gets back. She figures, oh, she'll be hungry.
Yeah,
And then Mimi does come back. She's perfectly fine,
and she is
and
hungry.
she gives her rice balls. We find out Mimi loves rice, just loves rice. Period. Like she said she could probably eat it every day.
Valid as freak.
And we also find out that Sheena feels the same. That when she was younger, that was like a comfort meal for her. And it's now evolved to that, yeah, she could probably eat rice every day as well. So they're sharing. Mimi's giving, not Mimi. Sheena's giving Mimi the rice balls, and they're talking. And during this conversation, Sheena realizes that Mimi is good. That she doesn't. That like she isn't dangerous. She isn't mean or evil. She is good. And so that's where Sheena's like, "Hey, would you want to be friends?" And that's where we get like Mimi's like, "Oh, I never had a friend before. Yeah, yes." And she's super excited.
My God, yeah, the first friend scene.
Yeah, that's when they share the rice balls, and also where
Yeah.
Mimi mentions like, "Oh, well, she didn't ask like, where were you before you joined the class?" And Mimi's like, "Underground." That's all she really gives us is underground. But yeah, so then Sheena's like, "Oh, well, would you want to be friends?" Oh, and also Sheena apologizes to Mimi about being cold to her, and like how she felt that she had been distant and cold to Mimi, but Mimi not having great social skills or experience, I should say. She never really noticed. So yeah, they officially become friends. And it's the next day, I assume the next day, when it's a free day. They can just do whatever. And Mimi is talking to Sheena about, oh, what do friends do? What do we do? And she just talks about, we talk to each other, we tell each other secrets. And it's during this day that Mimi's like wanting to go outside, go on an adventure, or explore, and Sheena basically teaches her about cleaning, about like doing laundry and just keeping your room tidy. And considering what we learn and like the assumptions we can make, it makes sense that she wouldn't fully understand the concept of that, of like doing laundry and keeping tidy. So they spend the whole day doing this, kind of cleaning up the room because Mimi is messy. And it's at the end of the day when Miss Frank comes by to pick up Mimi for another deployment.
Another one.
Yeah, 3 deployments in one episode.
Mhm.
And I think they even mentioned at some point in the episode, like, yeah, she's like deployed every time every time they deploy someone, they deploy her as well,
Yeah.
which which makes sense now that we know. But yeah, she's called off the deployment again, and Sheena's worried, kind of like, oh, I don't want her to get hurt. I don't want her to die, because she's having flashbacks to her last roommate dying. And this is where Miss Fran tells Sheena, like, don't worry, Mimi can't die.
Dun
And
dun dun.
that I feel like that's a light reveal. I feel like that was Miss Fran was more talking about how, oh, she's so strong. She couldn't die. She's so strong. Because then at some point, Mimi talks to Seiron and Ari again. Tells them, oh yeah, Mimi's great. We're friends. And she's great. But then when Mimi comes back, because during the day when they were cleaning the room, Sheena had said, well, friends tell each other secrets because they can trust each other. And that goes into Mimi's head about, well, I have a secret, and she's my friend, so I should tell her this secret. And when she is dragged away for the mission, for her last deployment, Miss Fran even tells her, hey, don't tell anyone your secret.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you told him secret? No. Good. But yeah, so she comes back from her last deployment of the episode, and she is quite literally dragging Sheena with her because she really wants to tell her secret. And eventually they go out into the courtyard far away from everyone else during lunch, and Mimi drops the bomb that that she is dead. That she is dead. That's why she can't die. She is dead.
Yeah. She's already dead.
Which brings up so many fucking questions.
Did not see this coming.
So, first, I don't know which question. So, okay, first off, going back to what you were talking about earlier about how what you said during the revival scene, the healing scene.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say exactly?
I don't understand how she can heal herself.
I don't think I I don't think I think what it is that she's not healing herself, she's reviving herself. I think she has been, how do I put this? She has been changed to be able to do that. Like they've done tests on her and changed her so she can do that.
That's fair. The friend lady does seem like
A handler.
yeah, and like a mad
Which
scientist by
which by the way, I said handler when we talked about this episode about this anime a couple weeks ago. I said she felt like a handler. Just say I kind of called it. Not that she
True.
was dead, but that Miss Fran definitely seemed more like not a person Mimi trusted.
I don't think anybody could have seen that she was dead coming.
No, God no. I
That
mean,
was crazy.
like it's so. This is my question. I have two questions. We'll go to the main one first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is Mimi just a reanimated corpse? Then,
That
if she's
was
already
that was
if
my
she's
thought.
already dead, if she's already dead, but then But then we're going into the concept of what classifies someone as dead.
True.
Because like evidently she has a personality. She can think. She can get hurt. But that like she can get hurt. She feels pain. She feels emotions. So is she not just alive, or is it a case of like internally she's dead? Like
Like
her
just like
lungs aren't.
physically, like her organs aren't working.
Yeah, like her heart doesn't beat. Blood doesn't. Well, I guess blood would have to flow because she bleeds. But so that means the heart is beating though. So like then how does that classify that she's dead? Because if she's dead, then at least some of her organs can't be what. Maybe she doesn't need air. Like oxygen does. She doesn't require oxygen because she bleeds. We've seen her bleed. So evidently her blood is flowing. I guess though, I guess blood would just flow though if you got injured though.
But if she was like internally dead for so long, would she have blood?
But you have to think maybe the magic, maybe like when she heals herself or she gets healed, the magic is replenishing that blood. Because we've seen magic, the magic can replenish, give you a whole new arm. What's to stop it from just giving you more blood?
True. True.
But yeah, so that's just something I thought about. So like, is she a reanimated corpse, or because it's them saying it's her saying like, oh, I'm dead. Like, I wonder if that's an simplification from her.
Maybe. But
Like,
even the nurse, even Fran said that she's already like she can't die.
yeah, but I mean,
My first thought was that she is a reanimated corpse and that Miss Fran pulled a Frankenstein.
I don't know if it was Miss Fran that did it. Maybe it was. Probably was
It's those mad
realistically.
scientist vibes. And
Yeah,
it's just the fact that we haven't seen anyone else, like authority
yeah,
wise,
that's fair.
besides the teacher.
Yeah, that's fair. It's just I feel like when I heard that, my thought didn't go, oh, she's dead already. My brain went, oh, she's just so strong she can't die. Like she's just that good of a soldier. She's just that strong.
That's what your brain went to?
When she first said that to Sheena before Mimi came back, that's my brain went to like, oh, Mimi's just like, yeah, okay, she can't die because she's just that good.
Mm.
But
My first thought was that no, just that she can't, like that, just that she was like low key invincible.
yeah,
Because the rumors going around the school, oh, she can't die. So my first thought was she's just invincible.
that's fair, but she can't be invincible if she bleeds.
I mean,
If you were invincible, that means you wouldn't take damage. Period.
not necessarily. She can heal like instantly after she. Well, not instantly, but like she can heal faster than normal.
I feel like, but if you healing, that means you've taken damage. Invincible, I feel like more classifies that you don't take damage. Period.
Have we seen the show Invincible?
Hey, that's not fair because that was hyperbole. All
Mark
right,
Grayson gets his ass beat all the time.
Yeah, because he's a stupid teenager who's like, oh yeah, I'm invincible. All right, you can't use that because Mark's an idiot.
Oh,
Yeah, if that show is realistic, Adam Eve would be unstoppable.
that's true.
But back to our anime. So whether she's a reanimated corpse or she's different, I don't know. I truly wonder if maybe what Mimi said is like an oversimplification of what she is. I don't know. I want to find out though, because holy shit. That when she said that, my jaw dropped. I could not fathom. So my next question, not as serious. How long ago did she die originally?
Yeah. Then that brings in the thing of why is she so good at history? She lived and like lived through all the history.
Yeah, that's my thought. It's like that's why she's so good at history, is because she's lived through it. And if that's the case, then how long has she, in quotes, been alive?
Yeah, because she got a perfect on the history test.
Exactly. So it's like, sure, maybe like you could have said, oh, she just loves history, she loves studying it. But I feel like with the knowledge that she literally can't die, who knows how long she's been doing this mission? We don't know how long the war's been going for. Like, what if the war's been going on for a century or longer? You know?
True, we don't have like any knowledge.
Exactly. So that's what I'm just like, huh. Okay. So yeah, because you would think that she maybe died like near the start of the war. Maybe. I don't know. It's very a lot of questions, new questions from this episode. A lot of new questions. Also, one more thing that I've noticed and have been thinking about is, you notice that Mimi calls Miss Fran old man?
Yeah.
I get that that's probably just, a joke or a slash bit that the anime's doing, right? And it's just like a way for Mimi to tease Miss Fran. But what if it's deeper?
Like she's actually an old man.
Like, what if the person who, like the scientist who made Mimi essentially immortal?
Made themselves immortal.
Yeah, but like they couldn't recreate the same way Mimi is, so they have to transfer their consciousness.
Ugh.
That's a complete theory. Like there is no evidence to back that up.
A good theory.
Oh, anime theory. But yeah, yeah, that was crazy episode. Crazy.
Yeah. Very crazy. But very
Did you
cool.
have? Yeah, amazing, great episode. Did you have anything more for that episode?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I pointed out what I wanted.
All right. So now moving on to our final anime of the three, Saga of Tanya the Evil. And it was a political episode.
Yeah.
Very
A lot of
political.
setup for the next for
Yes.
upcoming.
We first off open up to finding out that the Allied Kingdom and the Empire are publicly showing that they are working together on this. That they are willing to fight together on the same battlefield. As they push the Northern Front, where the now defeated Entente Alliance was, And we see that Tanya's combat team is sent up there to repel the attack. And her complain about, great, going from mud to snow. Yeah. And then we cut the to a new player in the show, the Eldoan Empire, I think it's the Eldoan Kingdom,
That's how you say it.
and it's I believe it's Ildoa, like Ildoa, but I'm guessing that's how it's said.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so we find out we get a continuation from last episode about the Eldoan Kingdom wanting to take a step into this war, and basically they want to be peaceful mediators between the Empire and the Federation. And so to get a meeting essentially with the Empire, they mobilize some troops, gets the Empire's attention, and they send someone down to oversee this mobilization. And this leads to a talk where Eldoan is saying, hey, let us send an observer to your front lines and let us figure out and let us help mediate the negotiations between the Federation and the Empire. And I just want to say this now. That talk between Rirugan and his name was Calandro.
Mm-hmm.
I think Calandro has some ulterior motives.
Absolutely.
He just a vibe I got from him.
Absolutely. They definitely have an ulterior motive.
Yeah. But so they talk. Basically, it boils down to, well, I gotta talk to my higher ups, see if they want to do this. The talk happens, and essentially, it's agreed upon. Okay, we'll send your observer to the front lines. They can oversee the best combat team. And we also find out that Ryugen. Well, we see Ryugen and Tanya talk for the first time since I think season 1. Or maybe season 1, I believe. Which is crazy to think about. And he basically breaks it to her that, hey, I'm gonna become like your direct commanding officer. And any victories you achieve while I have this position will be credited to me. Which sucks.
Yeah, it does, but
but she's happy with it.
She is happy with it, which makes me think that she's gonna do some really heinous things.
Well, there's something that happens later that we see.
Oh yeah.
But I don't get the reasoning behind it, if I'm being honest.
Of him taking
command of the combat team when it's not even like, oh, he's going to be giving the orders or he's going to be taking charge. He is literally going to be a figurehead of this. And Tanya basically retains her position, just now she has to tell him everything. That's basically all that changed. And I just don't see the reasoning behind it, because they would have found out everything anyway. It wasn't like he was there to be like a mediator between Tanya and Calandro. Like, I feel like this whole position change for him really didn't do anything for this episode. Maybe it'll affect something in the future, but for this episode specifically, I feel like it did nothing. Because, like, him being in that position literally affected none of the decisions Tanya made. It didn't change anything. But maybe future episode. Maybe that'll play a part in the future episode.
True.
So then, we have Calandro meeting Tanya. Tanya's playing nice, really putting on the little girl. Well, not super putting on the little girl act, but she's definitely more cheerful and nice than usual. And she shows them on the camp, shows that they actually have like really good food, and that the soldiers are like way more well behaved than most frontline soldiers. And he notes like, oh, the Empire must be really funnel not Empire, the Federation must be funneling a lot of money into them, which is I think true, but also makes sense that they're like the ace combat team. But so gets led around, and then we get a scene of where Tanya is having her is laying down artillery on this city, on this town, and basically Kalandra's like, you can't do that. It's against international law, wartime law. And she basically just points out, like, actually, no, there's a loophole here. We can do it. Oh, that building, there's no signs of religious. Who knows? And then we see them bomb the city. And Kalandra's very taken aback by it, which surprised me.
Literally take it. He falls.
Yeah. Because during the meeting between him and Rurugan notes, like, oh, this isn't just like a political officer nursing the front lines. This is a guy who's been in combat.
Yeah.
He can tell. And so the fact that he was so surprised, so aghast that Tanya would bomb this town when legally it's fine surprised me. I guess I don't know, that just felt surprising to me. But also maybe you mentioned how maybe she would do stuff that would maybe be too far. Maybe that was this. Maybe she's like, well, I can do this, and only he would get in trouble. I mean, Rurugan.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's just something I noted. That was surprising. And then we have the talk between her and Calandro. And he basically grills her about, okay, how would you want the war to end? Like, what would it take for you to lay down arms? And she basically says, hey, if I'm told to lay down arms, I'll happily do it. I'm a soldier. I just do what I'm told. And that seems to really surprise him and shake him because he immediately calls his superiors like, hey guys, they just follow orders. They're like vehemently just follow orders.
Yeah.
And then Tanya believes, oh, I've done it. We're gonna get out of this war. But then, of course, we have the next conversation between, I believe it's her and Calandro again. And is it Calandro? Anyway, she's having a talk with, I believe, Calandro, and Weiss is there. Weiss. And
Oh yes.
it was Calandro in that scene, right? Not Harugan. I'm pretty sure it was. I think so. So basically, Calandro is talking to him about it. No, it's not. It's her friend from military school who's visiting.
Oh yeah.
That's right. And he's asking Tanya about, like, okay, well, what do you think about, these talks of peaceful negotiations? And she gives him basically the same answer about how, of cutting, we should cut our losses. We've already lost a lot of people, and we should just stop. But then he asks Major Weiss, and he's vehemently against this. He does not want to end this war without getting something in return, without getting something as repayment for all the death and like loss he has faced, that his country has faced. And Tanya's super taken aback by this because she thought her closest officers would be with her on it.
Yeah. I also thought that they would be. Like, I
And
thought
I mean,
Weiss was gonna agree with her. And
that's
he
fair.
did partially, but like,
He did, but then he literally says, like, Commander, I can't believe you'd want to end this without some kind of repayment or something like that. Like,
yeah.
he's surprised that Tanya was willing to lay down that quickly. And so that brings me to my question. Not really a question, but to my thought is I feel like we're gonna see that come into play again in another episode where she is ready and willing to stop this war, to end it. And her soldiers are gonna be like, no, Commander, we don't want to stop. We need to push on. And she's gonna have to make a decision of do I go against my soldiers and order them back and look bad? Or am I gonna have or is she gonna have to go with them and continue the war to save face?
I can see it.
Cause yeah, because I just feel like I feel like that kind of that tension, I guess the best way to put it, is you're gonna have to come back.
Yeah.
So then that happens, and then we actually get the actual negotiations happening between the Federation and the Empire, with Eldoa mediating. We see it's not going anywhere. The Empire, I think it's the Empire. That's not Russia, right? The Empire.
I'm I think it's more Germany.
It's the
Like the
Federation.
Federate I thought the Federation and Empire were Loki one, no?
No, because one of them's Germany, not Germany. One of them's not Russia.
Oh. Then the Federation is not Germany. The Empire is not Russia.
Okay, yeah. So okay, I just wanted to make sure I had that right in my head. The Empire is like they don't want any reparations. They want. I think they said they don't want any like land change, territory change. They want it to end. But Federation, they want reparations. They want things. They want repayment for everything that happened.
Yeah.
And basically, they go back and forth. They break down. Well, they keep going, and then eventually, the Federation. Well, that one guy, I forget his name. That one guy's like, I've already talked to the higher ups, and we've already decided on what we want to say. And it's just eat shit. That's it. Just eat shit. And he's like, and we will continue our assault with Operation Iron Hammer, I think it was called, which is title of next episode. So yeah, war's still going. They could not peace talks. The peace talks fell through very quickly.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my two questions. All right. First off, Ildoa, this the not Italy.
Hmm.
Do we think they're going to actively join the war, like fighting wise?
I
Well, not
think
even
it,
fighting wise, just join it.
I think if things don't de-escalate like they want it to, then yeah, I think that they'll end up joining.
Okay. That leads you to the second part of the question. Will
Which
they join the
side?
Federation or will they join the rest of the world?
I could see it being like I can see it going either way. I can see
Hmm.
one side being like sorry. I can see one side being like Tanya does some crazy stuff, and then they're like Loki scared of her, and the Loki just scared of the what is it called? The Salamander Regiment or what?
Yeah. Yes, I'll you get right.
Yeah, and then they'd be like intimidated and scared, and then so they'd work with them out of fear of that. But then also I could be this. I could still definitely see them being like, man, fuck the Federation, and then joining the rest of the world and fighting against the motherfucker. I keep yawning. But yeah.
I agree. I could see it go either way, but I think I'm leaning towards. I I think I lean towards them joining the Federation. I could see it be like, okay, well, because it's. I feel like they'd be too intimidated to be like, well, we could fight against them, but they also have no nearby support.
True.
Really, like any support would have to come via ocean or water, and
Well,
so
isn't there like close ally
not
barely?
really.
No? Oh,
Think about it, they're Italy.
that's fair.
They are, I believe, on the map, like in the universe map, they are quite literally cut off from the rest of the continent. Like they have to go through the Federation to get anywhere else, not via sea.
Gotcha.
So, so I could really see it be like, oh well, we need to get into this war, but we have to join them because if we don't, we are literally backed into a corner. We are backed against the beaches. Like they would be literally just trapped. So I think if they do join, it's probably with the Federation, just because of the situation at hand. And also, I feel like the whole world against Germany, it'd be too obvious to just have them be like another country against Germany or the Federation, and just be like, hey, let's surprise and let's make them an ally instead.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. And then second question, more broad question: how do you think this war will end?
Hmm. The war, specifically the war.
I'm not saying like the whole conflict. I'm just saying, when do you think this war with the Federation, not the Empire, will end? Like, when do you think this primary fight with the Empire will end?
Mm,
Or how will it end? Do you think, because basically, I'm asking, like, do you think it's going to do you think it's going to get worse? Or do you think it's going to, like, they're going to trample the Empire?
mm, I think they'll make it come. Actually, no. I think it'll get worse before it gets better.
I could truly see it get to the point like would they have the Empire, like on the back on the ropes, and it's like, oh, they're about to beat the Empire, and that's where the rest of the world's like, okay, we don't like the Empire, but also they're getting too strong. We need to put them down. Like we need to cut them down,
Yeah.
and that's when they like step in and it becomes a world war.
I mean, it's low key already a world war.
Eh, yes, but I like currently it's only the Allied Kingdom, the Empire, and the Federation actively fighting. That's three countries actively fighting.
I mean, the U.S. still sent troops though, or not U.S. still sent
No,
troops,
they're sending supplies, not troops.
but the troops fought.
No, you're thinking of the group of mages that are from a bunch of different countries. They essentially
No,
United
they're from
Nations.
the U.S.
No. It's soldiers from a bunch of different countries.
You sure?
Yeah, I promise you, it is.
Hmm.
Because that's that part of the thing. Remember when Mary's like really upset that they can't send the soldiers home? It's because all the soldiers from different countries, so it'd be a bureaucratic nightmare to send like 50 different mages to different parts of the world.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because that's like it's not just there are definitely soldiers in that group that are from the U.S. or from essentially the U.S. But it's like they're essentially like UN soldiers before the United Nations, and this universe is a thing.
Gotcha.
But
Interesting.
yeah, it's definitely a big setup episode. And we talked about this, I think, last night, but not a lot of action this episode.
Yeah.
And I don't think there was a lot of action last episode either.
Yeah, no, I think it's been mainly setups in
It's
Tanya.
Yeah, it's been a while. The first episode had some action. We saw Tanya do some dogfighting. But last episode, I truly think we didn't see that much. I feel like a lot of the fighting happened off screen.
True.
And then this episode, the only action we had was them bombarding that town. And even then, that was barely on screen. I'm not against it. I'm just a little surprised it's been so much setup for like 2 episodes straight.
Yeah.
Considering how action-packed season 1 is.
That is true.
Yeah. But that is all I have for Tanya. Do you have anything else?
I don't think I do.
Okay. So I believe we are good for animes of the week. Out of curiosity, what was your favorite episode of the week?
Dying Day, easy.
Yeah, I agree. That reveal at the end was so wild. God, okay.
Mind blowing.
I can't wait to see Sheena's full reaction next episode for that.
Yes. We really didn't see her react.
We saw her face for a couple seconds, but yeah, I want to see what she says.
Yeah.
So now that we have our anime done, it is now time for some gaming news, Kieran, and we got some exciting announcements for games, like games that have been confirmed to be worked on.
Yippee!
A lot of stuff from one Pacific studio, a studio that is notorious for being dead silent about updates on their games. Do you know what studio I'm talking about?
I don't think I do.
I'm talking about Bethesda.
Oh my gosh. Part of me wanted to say Bethesda, but I was like, there's nah. That's crazy.
They are notorious for leaving their fans in the dark about how's the game they're working on, how's it going, you know, how's the release date for this game looking. Horrible at it. Horrible.
Really?
Let's put it this way. The last Skyrim game, which is the next big game they are confirmed to be working on, came out 15 years ago.
Oh my god.
The last update or trailer they got for that game was 8 years ago. Since then, basically nothing has been coming out from the game. Like nothing, no new news, no new information. So yeah, with the changes at Xbox recently about Xbox really hammering home to their main studios to focus on their big IPs, Xbox has essentially forced Bethesda to double down on their games, specifically Fallout, and to actually be vocal and communicate to to the internet about how things are going. First off, Bethesda announced that a Fallout New Vegas remaster is being worked on by them. And
Remaster?
which is a remaster. Not a new game, just like a remaster of New Vegas. Which is a little interesting because Bethesda didn't make New Vegas, Obsidian did. But Obsidian's also working on a new game, a new Fallout game, so sure. Hopefully they don't, Bethesda doesn't fuck it up. It's also been announced that a Fallout 3 remaster is going to come out. And
Interesting.
it's also been confirmed Fallout 5 is in pre-production.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. They all announced that same day.
The freak.
Yeah. Oh, one more thing. So Bethesda has confirmed the next big game they're making is the Skyrim 6. And they also announced at the same time as all those Fallout games that Skyrim 6 is currently being play tested. And the release date is coming soon. So
we'll get
that's
Skyrim 6 before Fallout.
For what? Absolutely.
5.
It'll most likely be they finish Skyrim 6, or like they get close to finishing Skyrim 6, like, months away from it being done, and then they really start working on Fallout 5. That'll probably be what happens.
Gotcha.
And then they'll have smaller teams working on the remasters of Fallout 3 and New Vegas. And then Obsidian will make whatever Fallout game they're making. But yeah, that's huge. Like, that is easily the most news Bethesda's ever released. I'm truly on. That could be the most news they've ever put out at once. Especially within the last decade.
That bad?
Yeah. They are, like I said, they're notorious for being silent. Yeah, it's bad. Also, you ever watch that video I sent you?
Which one? Oh, about the Fallout?
Mhm.
I don't think I did.
Okay. Still watch it because it's incredible how they did. Yeah, won't get into that now. So yeah, bunch of news from Bethesda, which is great. They're really, hopefully they walk in on getting Skyrim 6 done because I feel bad for their fans. Moving on, we have some more PlayStation news, but not because PlayStation did something. PlayStation is being sued by a legal group in the Netherlands for, and I quote, unfair consumer practices.
Oh, shit.
Which basically is for them ending physical game production in 2028, which would make the PlayStation Store a digital monopoly. And this legal group in the Netherlands is just getting a head start on the lawsuits PlayStation will get for that, for them having a monopoly on their PlayStation games.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Also, I feel like this news came out a while ago, but did you know that PlayStation actually already does how do you put it? Monopolistic things on their store, on the PlayStation Store already.
I would believe it.
So basically, it was revealed. I don't remember how long ago, but it was revealed that if you don't buy a bunch of games on PlayStation Store, you will get more sales and deals on games than someone who buys a lot of games on the PlayStation Store.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I did see that.
Yeah, that came out months, if not a year ago or years ago. But yeah, that came out and it kind of resurfaced a little bit recently due to this lawsuit. But yeah, would not be surprised if they start doing that more and more as we get closer to physical media being gone. Because I don't think this lawsuit is going to do much, at least for now. Maybe it will, but I'm pessimistic about it.
That's fair. They're a big company.
Yeah. All right, so that is all the individual unspecific game news. Or like not game releases, I should say. Now, I'm going to start going to game releases of the last week. Well, do you want the AAA game or the indie game first?
Start big. Let's go AAA.
All right. So today, July 23rd, as of this recording, Halo Combat Evolved released. If you bought the deluxe edition with the 5-day early access. If you don't, it comes out July 28th. It also releases on PC, Xbox, and for the first time ever, PS5.
What? Halo on a
Yes.
PS5? On a
Yes.
PlayStation? That's
The
unheard of.
yes. The physical edition of Keon, you should look it up.
The
physical
Get the
physical release of I know. The physical release of Halo on PS5, it seems so odd to see Master Chief on a PS5 box. It feels so weird.
That is
It's
weird.
bizarre.
Cause
But
that's
yes.
been Xbox's whole thing is like, we have Halo.
Yes,
Like,
well, so it's previous leadership of Xbox established that exclusives weren't that big of a deal for a console, and basically, essentially, not sold off, but agreed to release their exclusives on PlayStation, like Master Chief, a Halo, Gears of War, Fable,
holy shit.
all of their big games. But with new leadership, Asha Sharma was able to backtrack on that with Gears of War. Sadly, well, maybe not sadly, but she could not do that with Halo. And likely can't do it with Fable as those contracts have already gone through. So, Halo on PlayStation. I hope everyone who has a PS5 gets it because it's getting good reviews. It's a good remake. And it's a remake, not a remaster.
Oh.
Because they have added 3 new bonus missions that are a prequel to the game.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Completely new missions that are set before the story, which include entirely new voice lines, everything. They even brought back the original voice actors for most of the characters. One character they had to get in someone new. So, getting into the actual game. Bonus missions are a fantastic addition. Everyone has only raved about them. They are great. The writing, it fits. Voice lines, like, it is astounding. The bonus missions. Some say that it is the best part of the game, even though it's not even part of the main game.
Really?
Yes. Second thing, first negative thing on my list. So, Halo has always released with a campaign and a multiplayer. This is one of the first Halo games to not have a multiplayer.
Really?
It is just campaign. Period. Yes, it has a co-op. As a 4-player co-op, but that's it. There is no team deathmatch or King of the Hill. It is just a campaign that you can play with friends. So, and a lot of people have said it just doesn't totally feel like Halo in that regard. It feels like it's half of a Halo game, missing that multiplayer. So when you look at this game, you have to consider it as not. You have to just look at the game they've released, not
the previous games.
Yes, you have to look at it as its own thing. That's something, but you have to look at just this game. Look at this game and look at how good or bad it is. So next thing is, a lot of people have talked about how they have somehow perfectly captured the feeling of old Halo while still giving it modern features. Like, Kieran, you never played Halo because you weren't an Xbox person.
I
But
mean, I've played it.
well, do you remember you actually just before you were born? The first Halo
Yep, you're right.
didn't
I don't
have
remember.
the first Halo didn't have sprinting.
Oh shit! Did this
You
Halo
had to-
not have sprinting?
No, it does. That's one of it is one of the modern features they've added to the game to better ease new people into the Halo franchise.
Okay.
Another thing is they've also added a lot of weapons that were never actually in the original Halo. They were introduced in later Halo games. But for this new remake of the first Halo, they've brought in weapons that were introduced in like Halo 3, Halo 4, Halo Reach. So that way you can experience using these weapons in this iconic story in Battlefield.
Hmm.
Next point is that they've also re-recorded some voice lines for the game and just recorded new voice lines as well. And while it's very cool that they've done that and it's great, some of the voice lines are just lackluster. They just don't have the same feel and they don't have the same energy as the original game's voice lines do. And some people have talked about how the voices just feel a little off. And some people have said that they attribute that to like the voice actors just having aged 25 years since the original. But it's hard to say. And also with the new voice lines, everyone agrees that they're good, but a lot of people also agree that they could be so much better. Like there's nothing truly wrong with them, but it feels like they could have pushed it a little further and they would have been amazing. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so.
So, and then last thing is they've overhauled the graphics. And by overhaul I mean, Kieran, it feels like a new game. It going through the game and watching the cutscenes. We talked about this I think last week with Black Flag about how when you think back to a game you think, "Oh wow, the graphics were so amazing and they were so great." But then you go back and play and it's like, "Wow, this thing looks like a piece of garbage." It's the same thing with this, where it's like you look back when you first played and think, "God, that looked amazing." But then you go back and it looks horrible. This game with the updated graphics, it truly does feel like, wow, this game is beautiful. And it looks like the ray tracing, the reflections, the light, it just looks outstanding. So it has received great reviews so far. People are loving it. I will say people on PC seem to be having some performance problems. Admittedly, that might be fixed on the first day of actual release. But some people have complained on PC have complained about performance as of right now.
Would I be able to even run it?
No,
Okay.
no, it requires a 2060 Super minimum.
Damn.
Yes. Also, talking and then final point, the price point of the game, and also campaign length. Campaign length is about 10 to 12 hours, depending on what difficulty you play on and just how much time you explore. Not saying it's open world, but there is a little bit of exploring.
Okay.
And secondly, price point, base price, so play it in 5 days or the July 28th is $50. Which in some people's opinions, might be a little much, but it's $50. If you want to play it before July 28th, starting from, well, a couple days before this is uploaded, it is $70. Full price, full AAA price. And this is for a 10 to 12 hour game. Admittedly, it does have some replayability with a feature called Skulls. And Skulls are a thing you unlock that make the game harder. Like, oh, you can only use a pistol during this level. Or, oh, you only have X amount of health. Or, you can't use this vehicle. So on and so forth. So saying all that, Kieran, would you get it on PlayStation?
I don't think I would.
That's fair.
Would not.
That's fair. I would personally, for me, if I got it, I would get it on Xbox, and also I would wait for a sale.
That's fair.
Game length just doesn't seem long enough. Campaign length doesn't seem long enough to me, even with replayability. And also, I've never been that big of a Halo person. Even though I'm a big Xbox guy, I've just never been a Halo guy. Just never vibed with it. But I am glad people who do like Halo are enjoying it so much. Because Halo does need a win. It has been a rough many years for Halo.
True.
Alright, so now with that done, we have our indie game of the week that I want to touch on. The game, Kieran, I think you would like, and that maybe you and I maybe play together. And it is called Here's of Metal. And it is a action roguelike. Also, Kieran, we've had this conversation before about the difference between a roguelike and roguelite. I finally know the difference.
Well, what is the difference?
I might get them flipped, but at least I know what the difference is. Basically, roguelite is where during a run you collect stuff, and then when you finish that run, whether by dying or winning, what you gain during that run helps you upgrade so that way the next run goes better.
Okay.
Roguelike is where you go into a run and you don't get things to upgrade yourself back in the hub or lobby or whatever. You just lose your stuff and you have to start again.
Oh. I see.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's the only difference?
That is the difference I've heard during my research for this game. And this game is a roguelite.
Gotcha.
You should also look this up on Steam so you can see what I'm talking about with some of the
Yeah,
stuff.
I actually am right now. That art style is really cool.
That was my first point. The art style is so unique and cool. And from what I've seen, first off, it is a like hack and slash kind of style, kind of like Dynasty Wars in a way, but the combat is more involved in the sense that there is also heavy attacks, light attacks, blocking, parrying. It is way more involved than just Dynasty Warriors spam button.
I'm
And
so down to play this.
well, hold on, gotta go through my points. So yes, combat is just light heavy attacks with blocking, parrying. It seems pretty great. I've heard it doesn't get repetitive at all. It's very great. Enemy types, after a while, might get a little monotonous, but we're talking dozens of hours in.
Right.
And also, to go into this. So basically, the game, the way it works is you play as a character. You play as a commander, a general, and you carry with you a armies of soldiers that fight by your side. And your goal is to fight through maps to defeat bosses and get loot to upgrade your characters, upgrade your soldiers alongside you, upgrade the commanders you bring along with you, and your companions. All different sets of characters here.
Interesting.
Yeah. There is, I'm not joking, I believe 4 separate character like upgrade trees. Like different kinds of upgrade trees. It's a lot. Very cool. Love how much depth there is. So it's very cool. It's even for an early access game, it seems like there's a lot to it. Seems like it's a lot of fun. There's a lot. There seems to be so much depth to it that you will spend so many hours just trying to discover everything with it. Those are the positives I had noted down. I'm going to go into the negatives. All right. First, you cannot stop in the middle of a run and come back to it. It does not save.
Okay.
But I have heard that that is the first thing they're working on the team in their roadmap. Like that is their next objective to add that to the game. So it won't be a negative for long. Hopefully for long. And next, so this game, it's a lot of big groups of enemies, a lot of people attacking, a lot of shit happening on screen. And it can be overwhelming at times. There's a lot of movement, a lot of colors, and you can very quickly lose yourself, lose like what attacks being thrown at you, you know, what you need to dodge, what you need to block or parry. It can get very just like blindness on the screen because like you can't tell what's happening.
I feel like it's like that to a point with all rogue. Like
Yes,
Ember Knights and Enter the Gungeon, they sometimes can get like that.
yes, but the problem here is like when you watch gameplay, Ken, you can see like where the camera angle is. The problem is when you get to the later parts and it's like you have 20 enemies in front of you, all trying to attack, all these random attacks coming at you, your other soldiers attacking as well, spells going off. It becomes a lot to the point where you can't really tell what you're swinging at and what is being swung at you.
Gotcha.
Because it doesn't help also that it's a lot of the same color. Sometimes it's all just one red. There's not enough outlines. Like there's a real problem of just it's very easy to just not know what the fuck is happening in front of you. So that's something that from what I've heard, they're not specifically going to work on. Hopefully they address it relatively quickly, but yeah. It seems really fun. I haven't heard too much about the co-op aspect. I know you can play co-op, but I haven't heard too much on it. I've mainly seen like people playing by themselves and how good it is. So if we did play co-op, we would be going in pretty blind.
True. That's always fun.
Yeah.
And it's not a big game or anything.
No.
10 gigs.
Also price point. I forget exactly how much it is. Give me a second. Shush, don't. It is 25 at full price. But currently it is at 10% off for $22.49 until August 5th.
I love me a deal.
Yeah, it is. Well, and it only just came out, I believe, Monday or Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
Actually, wrong. Wednesday. But yeah, it looks great. Looks like it'd be a lot of fun. The art style is so unique, and I love that it's also set in Scotland. That's great.
That is pretty cool.
You don't get a lot of games set in Scotland of all places. Do you know that meme where it's just the guy yelling Scotland at the top of his lungs?
I think so.
Like it's like Scotland forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just saying, if we do play this, I'm blasting that as we go into battle.
Who's adding it to the soundboard?
Oh my god, we should do that for the Discord. Don't tell them.
Oh my god. I won't. I won't. We'll just be in it one day and we'll just.
Oh, we can't wait to. It's a bad idea. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, it's apparently I think it has 3 acts, like 3 story acts that you have to get through. The maps are fairly big. There's also charms that you pick up per run. And that's where like the rogue like aspects come in. And you pick up a charm and it's just, random what charms you find every run. You also can vary your builds with, picking up new swords or shields or armor. There's multiple characters you can play as. There is so much to this game. So much. So we might have to play this. We might have to.
Yeah.
And I recommend everyone listening check it out because it is pretty freaking cool.
It does look really cool.
And yeah, I do not have anything else for me, Kieran. What about you? Anything exciting to tell us?
I don't think so. The only thing I saw really was that that one bleh, that our other option of anime, the smoking behind the supermarket with you. The English dub is starting on that today.
Ooh. So you're gonna get your girlfriend to watch that with you finally.
I might actually be able to get her to watch that one with me. Cause she smokes, I smoke.
She smokes.
We go to the supermarket. It's perfect. I imagine it's like a sad ending. Oh fuck! Did I jinx myself? No, but I don't think I have anything good.
One thing I wanted to add, I noticed this earlier when I went to argue about Ari's name.
Mm-hmm.
I opened up. Just found out that there are now 2B Hero X, new 2B Hero X stuff.
Cool. New Super Hero X, like new
Never
season.
mind. Never mind. They're all. It's all like short, like 6-minute stuff. Never mind.
Tragic.
It's like concept movies, and like characters. Interesting.
Oh. Oh, that could be cool. Like teasers, maybe.
Yeah, like one is about like it's like 1-minute episodes of all the top 10 heroes.
Oh, that's sick.
Another one is a concept movie that's like 6 minutes long, and a character concept movie that's 30 seconds. That's 30 seconds long in 10 episodes for each of the 10 heroes. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on episode 19 of Superhero X. It's really good so far.
Oh, I love Superhero X. I'm so happy I got you to watch that.
Yeah, it's really good. I have noticed they haven't switched the animation style in a while, like a few episodes.
You're getting close to finding out what's causing that.
Oh, okay. I've been keeping that in mind. I was like, huh. Ever since they said that, there like hasn't been any animation switches. was like, what the fuck?
You're getting close to the source of it.
Ah, okay. Sick. Does it have to do something with fear?
Not saying.
Mother.
I will say this: it's I think it's the last 2 or 3 episodes you see it. Yeah,
And there's what 24 in this?
yeah. So like
Oh, I'm
22,
getting
23,
close.
24, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I'll be able to watch it. Oh well. I'm getting close. I'll
You
finish it
are.
next week.
But
All right.
yeah, I believe we're good.
And that's a wrap for this week's episode of Level Up Labs. Next week, we'll go over some of the most popular anime and cover the latest gaming news. Thanks for listening, thanks for being here, and thanks for pretending we know what we're talking about. I'm Kieran, and he's Jack, and we'll catch you in the next one.